Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're taking a look back at a fantastic evening I had at the Agatha Christie Festival for 2025. And on this particular evening, David Morris of the Collecting Christie website did a talk about the artwork and influences of fantastic and iconic Agatha Christie cover artist Tom Adams, and that was followed then by an exhibition of lots of original bits of artwork and prints and bits of memorabilia from his studio that he used to piece together to create these fantastic and iconic jackets. Absolutely fantastic. We also get to speak to the hosts of the Swinging Christies podcast, Mark and Gray, which was absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of that podcast, focusing on Agatha Christie in the 1960s. It was a truly memorable evening, and I really enjoyed it. I even got to see the new Agatha Christie statue at the end on the seafront, so absolutely fantastic. Anyway, that's what we're going to be looking at today, so sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay, so here we are, approaching Tor Abbey, which is in Torquay, just off the seafront. And it actually wasn't raining. We've had so much rain just recently. It was quite a nice day. And we sort of walk from the sea park. You go through a few parks, and then up to the castle, and that's the abbey over there in the distance. And inside was a hive of Christie activity. There was a few bookshops there. Selling the latest Christie books. Some good stuff there, as you can see. Some of the British Library crime classics, the new non-fiction books, and of course the regular range. Some good stuff there, as you can see. And some of the related products. Yeah, some good stuff there. The Christie memorabilia is always high quality, and I do admire that. There's no tat, let's put it that way. It's quality, including the books. I had the remainder of the signed Tom Adams paperbacks, and we didn't have many, but they all went. Absolutely everyone. After the talk, it was madness, and every single book went. So there was about 16 signed and about 16 unsigned, and yeah, they disappeared very quickly, as expected, I suppose. But this is us getting ready for the talk by David Morris on Tom Adams, which was fascinating.
Excellent. It's a very good website, and we've also got members of Tom Adams's family here as well, which we're delighted to welcome. And it's due to their generosity and David's generosity we've been able to put this exhibition together, and you'll be the first people to see it, and then it'll be open to the public tomorrow, and I think it's on for the next couple of months, so you can sort of spread the word. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
First of all, I want to thank you, Georgie, for allowing this whole conversation, this exhibit, the study of your archives to take place.
And then that was the rest of the books, and as you can see, the table was bare. They did limit it to 2 books per person, and they disappeared in no time at all. But there you go. But yeah, fantastic. And David's talk was fascinating, and Georgie on at the end there talking about her husband's stuff. That's Tom's son, one of Tom's sons, and they had some live music playing as well. It was a really great event. Okay, so here I am with the Swinging Christies in person. How fantastic is it? We're at the Agatha Christie Festival. Could you introduce yourselves, guys?
Yeah, so I'm Mark Aldridge.
I'm Gray Robert Brown.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
Yeah, there are people behind the voices. It's
yes,
incredible.
yeah.
So, I mean, the podcast is, well, it's just fantastic. I love
Thank you.
Christie, and it's been just something about it, very fresh. And it's an era of Christie that I don't know loads about. For me, it's the earlier books, so this was really good. And it's made The Third Girl one of my more favourite Christie books.
Oh, there you
Brilliant.
go.
We've got a convert. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, because the re-evaluation is what we are really aiming for.
Definitely.
Is for it to say, look, they're not the same as her 1930s books, because the whole project's about Agatha in the 1960s. And so they're not the 1930s books, they're different. And
that's okay. That's
it's
fascinating
okay.
in and
She
of its own
wrote
right.
66 novels. You can have ones that aren't Murder on the Orient Express all the time.
Yeah. And it's
So,
nice to raise the profile of the slightly lesser known ones.
Yeah.
And actually, that was really the thought that kicked off initially was you were going, there are so many documentaries and biographies that just sort of skate over those last years of her life, and we should pay more attention to the agency of older women in particular, and really celebrate her work even into her 70s and 80s. So
and we found so much. It's so rich. I mean, I don't how long have we been going for now? A long time. And we're
year and a
still
half?
year and a half.
We're coming up to our 25th episode.
Yeah, and we've still got loads more to talk about.
Yep,
so.
2 more already recorded, about 10 more planned, and
The audience
beyond.
is still growing.
Audiences,
Yeah.
and engagement's really good because we're here at the Agatha Christie Festival, obviously, and the number of people who've come up to us and said that they've enjoyed listening to it, and like you, that they've reappreciated some of these books.
Definitely the latest.
Yeah. Well, and you must find the same as well. It's just so lovely to meet people that have been following your
Absolutely.
online stuff. And
It's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite sure. It's I've covered Christie on the channel. I've done a few videos on her, but not loads and loads. It is vintage paperbacks in general, but Christie is so popular, so collectible. And getting to know Georgie, who lives quite close to me in Warnstown, Plymouth. It was really handy to through Ian to get the introduction and sell Tom's paperbacks now.
Yeah.
So you're both very studious people, I would say. And,
No.
You have books in print now.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about those.
So I've written a few books, the Agatha Christie related ones, Agatha Christie on Screen. And then I wrote Agatha Christie's Poirot, greatest detective in the world, which is like a full history of the character. And then Agatha Christie's Marple, expert on wickedness, which thank you. I sort of actually took it from sort of a paperback cover that said featuring Miss
relevant to you,
Marple, our expert on wickedness, or the expert on wickedness, and I was like, that's really good. Because I didn't want to call her a detective, because that's not really what she is. Sort of full histories of those characters and stuff. And then Gray works in publishing, so he's always surrounded by books.
Surrounded by books and by plays, and and that story's not quite over for either of us, but we can't say any more at the moment. Things on the horizon.
Things definitely on the horizon. Just give us a year or two.
Obviously, I'll link to the podcast down below, and it's available across all the major platforms. My wife tonight subscribed to it on Spotify.
Oh bless her.
That's one more.
So nice.
She said, they look a nice pair of lads.
We know who she was talking about.
So thank you very much. Good luck with the podcast. Every single episode, I do listen to them all as they come out, and it's been fantastic.
Thank you so much.
It's been a real pleasure.
No worries.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic to meet the guys. It's a really great podcast. It's very much recommended. So do check that one out. And then they had to, up to the exhibition itself, they had to do it in like 3 groups because there were so many people there. And I managed to get around most of the exhibits. It was very busy, so I had to time my moment. But the exhibition's on for at least a couple of months at Tor Abbey. So if you are in the southwest over the next couple of months, do take a detour and pay them a visit. It was fantastic. There's other stuff to see in Tor Abbey as well. It's not just this, but this exhibit was excellent and beautifully presented with the display cases and nicely lit as well. And there's not really a lot I can say about this. I try and capture the artwork and pieces as best I can. Obviously, it's not the same as being there and actually witnessing and enjoying the artwork in the flesh, but it's very, very nice to see so much of it in one place. It's a great piece, that one of the tail end ones that he produced. And this is, some of the most fascinating stuff is where some of the images were pulled from, which then ended up on some of the covers. And some of these are like the artist proof examples. So the finished artwork would be handed into the publisher, but they were able to take some prints off it before that happened. A lot of the artwork is now, well, all over the globe, but they pulled quite a bit of it together for the exhibition, and we will see originals as well. Certainly the Fontana covers that Tom did are some of the most iconic. And we have been to Tom's house, and we went round and looked at some of the archive pieces with Georgie in a previous video. So if you've not caught that one, do check that out on the channel, along with other Agatha Christie content. Tom was an expert at insects and guns, you could say. They were two of his very good specialities, and it's just almost like photorealistic, some of it, isn't it? It's obviously an original. As is that one, absolutely iconic, really, that. And they're not massive, the original bits of artwork. They're, maybe 2 to 2.5 times the paperback covers, and then shrunk down to size. But you can see the little clippings and stuff where Tom got his inspiration for some of the covers. That's the original bit of driftwood, given to Tom by Georgie for Evil Under the Sun, the American edition of that one. And the famous Lewis chess piece for the Big Four. And there is the letter opener. Look at that. Brilliant, isn't it? Amazing. Yeah, so Tom passed away in 2019. Obviously, the exhibition focused on his Christie work. It was, after all, the Agatha Christie Festival, but he did do covers for John Fowles, famously The Collector. He did the first non-Ian Fleming Bond fiction book, which is Colonel's Son, written by Kingsley Amis, which is another one of his absolute favourites, very Salvador Dali-esque. But this was certainly a celebration of his Christie work rather than the other bits and pieces that he did over the years. He worked on movies, of course, as well. I've been speaking to Georgie about his work on Flash Gordon and Life Force, amongst other things. It's a very early one. That's brilliant. That's really nice. Another piece from Tom's son. Yeah, incredible detail. And there's a little taster of what the room was like. It was pretty busy, but we all got in. I'm sure you recognise these fantastic jackets. They're so iconic. And if you're interested in collecting these, of course, the full breakdown of these Fontana releases has been done now on the Collecting Christie website, broken down sort of by year, and the ones that Tom did, and he didn't do them all. Some of them were done by another artist, but he certainly did the majority of them. This is perhaps one of his most famous ones, for Death in the Clouds, and we do see all the sort of background material that was used on that, which is amazing. Really good to see it that sort of size. You can appreciate the skill that went into creating some of this artwork. And another favourite of mine, Caribbean Mystery. It's one of the later ones that he did with the big eye. Another great one. A sort of tail end one. And that was the big revelation. That's Elizabeth Taylor there, and that's the ring that was given to her, the diamond ring by Richard Burton, that was then used on the book jacket for Hickory Dickory Dock. I'd not seen that Fontana poster before. That's nice. He was always an expert at drawing glass. That was, you could say, one of his specialties. Such a difficult thing to do, and he did it so well. You see the photographs now and how they get used onto the covers. Another one of his more famous ones, Death on the Nile. Here's some of the stuff for Death on the Clouds, the research material, the Hengist. Very interesting. And I was able to grab a few minutes with Georgie at the end just to have a quick catch up. Great to see her again. So there you go. It really was a fantastic, fantastic event, and I definitely intend going next year because it was a complete sellout. Full details of the festival are in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching today. I do hope you've enjoyed it. At the tail end of the evening, went and got a bite to eat, and then we went and visited the new Agatha Christie statue. There she is with her dog Peter. It was great to finally get to meet that one. Anyway, thanks for watching today, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.